Thursday at 9 on the BBC News Channel.
You're watching Beyond 100 Days. Donald Trump dishes out comedy and camaraderie as he shares a stage with Theresa May for the last time.
The president heaped praise on the Prime Minister, notably on her handling of Brexit, marking a change of tune from his last visit to the UK.
Standing side by side, the two leaders said they discussed their differences but stressed the great relationship between the UK and the United States.
It's the greatest alliance the world has ever known. Thank you, Prime Minister. Thank you. Thank you very much.
There was also talk of a future trade deal with the UK that will be phenomenal. But Mr. Trump said the National Health Service should be on the table.
US President continues his fight with Sadiq Khan, calling London's mayor a negative force. Mr. Khan says the president's tweets are worthy of an 11-year-old. Meanwhile, the protesters take to the streets of London, joined by Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn. And yes, of course, there was an appearance for the baby blimp.
Hello and welcome. I'm Katty with Christian Fraser outside Buckingham Palace in London on the second day of Donald Trump's state visit. The pageantry turned to politics and protests, with the president meeting Theresa May, a relationship President Trump called the greatest alliance that the world has ever known. In just a few days, of course, though, Mrs. May will be resigning. Today, there was talk, however, of a substantial trade deal between the two countries, even though the American leader said that the National Health Service should be part of those negotiations.
In this next hour, the guests will be gathering for the return dinner hosted by the President and the First Lady at the US Ambassador's residence, Winfield House. Two people you would assume who will not be on the guest list, Sadiq Khan and Jeremy Corbyn, who Mr. Trump today called negative forces. But much of the focus has been today on the alliance between the two countries.